I was told as a little child growing up in rural Mozambique that I had the gift of healing. And so it has been a journey. You know, I'm 56 this year. I started that journey at 9 in a Red Cross camp where there was hundreds, if not thousands, of rural people queuing for medical help. And here comes this little girl with a top of a doctor's uniform filled with malaria pills on all pockets. And I started at 9 years old touching the people to find out if they had malaria, if they had fever. And so I was in charge of distributing those little pills in that camp. And it started me on a journey that has been truly love in action. And I do that with such infinite love in my heart that I have witnessed this work of healing, creating miracles, relieving pain, and bringing people out of the brink of death. And I remain a witness of love. And so for me, love has become truly a way of life. And when I speak about it, it's my whole life. So there is nothing I take from life that is not done with love, whether I'm healing, whether I'm cooking. It has affected me in such a powerful way that I sometimes feel so close to our Creator, as if I am truly an atom, you know, of His body in action here. But then that love is so intense that I look at you as love being manifest. I will look at everyone that comes into my space as love made manifest. I will look at any animal, any plant, any crystal as love made manifest. And so after a while, you cannot exclude anything from that love. It becomes such a magnificent journey. And this love is so unconditional. That is how I got so close to our friend adults. And I read his books as well, because they come also from such a place of love and such a place of heart, that there isn't a sentence that he has written that is just not heart-centered. So that is how this journey started. There you go. Now you know a little bit about me. Now you can ask me questions.
Thank you.
Otherwise I get too serious. Let me get too serious.
Okay, well, let's have a little bit of an introduction from you then, please. You know, say who you are and a little bit about you, just a little bit of background and so on, so that there's something to start the video with, and then we can sort of take it from there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Lou Bognon. I live in Johannesburg, and I have lived in Mozambique where I grew up. I lived in France, and I lived in Cape Town, and I now live in Johannesburg for the past 20 years. I have lived in South Africa on and off for about 30 odd years. And for a while, I went to France as a diplomat working for the South African Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but I represented South Africa in a tourist capacity. You know, during my working life, I was a tour guide for a while. I was a teacher. I had a mineral water producing business that I created. I have done quite a diverse amount of things in my working life, and all the time I longed to heal, because I grew up in Mozambique in the rural areas, and my focus of interest from the smallest time that I remember, from being a small little girl, I wanted to be with sick people. So where this would not be your ordinary focus of a child, it was definitely for me. And so in Mozambique, the rural people that used to go and queue for hours and for days at the Red Cross camp are the ones that started to tell me at that early age that I had the gift of healing. Of course, when you are a child, you don't know what is the gift of healing. I have evolved so much along that line that when I look at myself back then, and I realize that as a little girl, they were holding my hand and putting it in their sores or in their heart or in their throat or wherever they felt that I could bring relief. And when I think about it today, I have come almost full circle into my understanding of almost 50 years of practicing healing, that healing is all around us. Healing is actually, I like to define as a fancy word for love, because healing of itself is an absolute act of love. You cannot go and give healing to another if you don't have that love for the other in your heart. You also need to have love of self, love of God, love of life in your heart. So love becomes the whole pervading script of your life. And so it has been for me. And I was blessed that my life gave me opportunities to slowly leave all my other activities back in my 40s, early 40s already. So I'm running this practice here in Johannesburg in my home for the past 15 years already. And apart from that, I also can say that I am a recognized broadcaster, because I did do radio work for 9 years. I just stopped this year. I was exhausted of it. It was an ongoing obligation of doing an English and French program for 9 years. So that takes quite a bit of you, because you live in that routine permanently, 7 days a week, what I'm going to write for next week, what I'm going to record for next week, in 2 languages. So it was quite a job, apart from my patient load. And that's it. And now I am just doing healing, and I am now sharing what I have learned about healing with others. And I also run a meditation group from my home and from here, from my sanctuary where we are recording this interview, for the past 12 years almost. It's close to 12 years. In August it's going to be 12 years. And so I have gathered this almost spiritual family that has been wonderful for me, and they've been pushing me to share about healing. And at first I was reluctant. For many years I said, what am I going to share about healing when I'm just a channel, But I have grown into sharing everything that I have at least learned to this point. And I'm having a wonderful time doing this work. And of course it is again an extension of love, because I do that with so much love that I want everyone to also end up understanding that healing is really an act of love. So an act of love anybody can do. It takes just a little bit of exercising your divine will, isn't it?